fourth night, I found the logbook. It was in the security booth by the main entrance. A battered green notebook shoved behind a broken monitor. Old logs from the previous security guard. His name was written on the inside cover. Daniel Osei. I flipped through it. Most entries were normal. Routine. Check north wing. All clear. East wing locked. No issues. But then, about halfway through, the entries changed. The handwriting got messy. Bigger. Like he was writing in a hurry. One entry read, "Heard someone on floor 5 again. Gerald says building settles. Doesn't settle like that." Another, "The smell is back. Perfume. Lavender. Checked every room. No source." And then the last entry. Just 6 words. "She knows I can see her." That was the last thing Daniel Osei ever wrote. I called Gerald. I asked him what happened to the previous guard. There was a long silence. Then Gerald said, he quit. Just stopped showing up. When? About 3 years ago. 3 years. That notebook had been sitting behind that monitor for 3 years. And no one had touched it. No one had moved it. No one had even mentioned it to me. I should have left then. I know that now. But I didn't. That night, around 3 a.m., I went to floor 5. I had never been up there before. Gerald told me it was off limits. Structural damage. Unsafe flooring. But after reading that logbook, I had to see it. The elevator opened onto a hallway that felt different from the others. Colder. Much colder. The paint on the walls wasn't peeling here. It was streaked. Like something wet had run down in long vertical lines. And there was the smell again. Lavender. I walked to the end of the hall. There was a room. Room 512. The door was slightly open. My flashlight hit the inside of the room. And I saw her. A woman. Sitting in a chair by the window. Her back to me. Long dark hair. Hospital gown. I froze. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't move. The flashlight shook in my hand. Then, slowly, she turned her head. Not her whole body. Just her head. And even from across the room, even in the dark, I could see that her eyes were open. Wide open. Staring at nothing. Pause. I ran. I don't remember pressing the elevator button. I don't remember the lobby. I only remember sitting in my car in the parking lot, engine running, hands gripping the wheel. I called Gerald. I told him what I saw. He went quiet for a long, long time. Then he said something that I will never, ever forget. He said, "Marcus, room 512 has been locked and sealed since 2019. It was the room where a nurse passed away. Her name was Adiz. She died alone during the shutdown. No one found her for 2 weeks. She was found sitting in the chair by the window." I hung up. I sat in that car until sunrise. I never went back inside. I quit the next morning. I sent Gerald a text. One sentence. "I'm done." He didn't argue. He didn't ask questions. He just replied, "Okay." That was the part that stayed with me. He already knew. He had always known. That's why the pay was so good. That's why Daniel Osei's logbook was still there. That's why Gerald always answered the radio too fast when I called from certain parts of the building. He knew something was wrong with Harlow Medical. He just needed someone to check on it for him. I tried to find out more about Adiz, the nurse who died. I found an old article online. Small roll of paper. Her full name was Adiz Mensah. She was 34. She had worked at Harlow for 6 years. When the hospital shut down suddenly, city staff were notified by email. She apparently never received hers. She came in for her shift. The building was empty. She waited. She kept waiting. They found her 2 weeks later, sitting in room 512, looking out the window, like she was watching for someone to come back. I think about her sometimes. I think about what it must feel like to show up for work one day and realize the whole world has just moved on without you. And maybe she's still waiting, still watching that window, hoping someone finally sees her. Last week, I got a call from an unknown number. I almost didn't pick up, but I did. There was no voice, just static. The kind of static that sounds almost like breathing. And underneath it, so faint I thought I imagined it. A woman's voice. 2 words. You saw. If you're watching this alone right now, don't look behind you.